Well, hi, it's Julie Jordan Scott with Aging Joyfully, and we are talking about strengths today. What are your strengths? Whether you're live or on the replay, I would love to hear about your unique strengths. I found a quote from Meryl Streep that I thought was perfect, and it goes like this: what makes you different or weird, that's your strength. Wow, if that's what all my strengths are, then I think I have a lot of strengths because I'm pretty unique and different and weird, and I claim those with great joy. So it's interesting because I'm using StreamYard, and one of the challenges of StreamYard is there's some things that I used to be able to use, but now I can't use them. So I think next week we'll be back on Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to be going live on Zoom because I know how to use Zoom well. And the price for StreamYard has gone up, and I can't seem to get it to do what I need to do. So welcome. We're going to do some journaling today. Let's hear. Tell me about your strengths. Last night, I asked you to start thinking about what your strengths are. And I have an exercise that I would like for us to try, and we can start right here. And that is making a list of your strengths, and especially a list of 21 strengths. See, I've already started making my list. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21 I have down here. And the 21st is the ability to memorize quotes. And I wrote a quote. I did this while I was having breakfast in downtown Amherst at a place called Coronation Cafe. And they had this quote on the wall. It said, "The problem with the world is that we draw the circle of family too small." That's Mother Teresa. The problem with the world is that we draw our circle of family too small. And when I was talking about the quote of the month for August, I put that on a short on Saturday, on August 1st. And I have a quote that I memorized from Dag Hammarskjöld. And I have had this quote, I've memorized it for probably close to 20 years. And it is, "For all that has been, thanks. For all that will be, yes." My favorite quote. Sometimes I put Julification of quotes. I kind of make them up. Or I take, especially in translation, like Rainer Rilke, who is a German thinker. So funny because here in my list of banners, it has a Rainer Rilke quote, but he said something like this. He says, "Have patience with all things left unresolved in your heart." So I know that by heart. Have patience with all the things left unresolved in your heart. So to connect that with our journaling on our strengths is, when you think of your own strengths, you might not be able to come up with them really quickly. Because often when we're looking for positives, it's difficult to come up with them. And when we were talking about the believing mirror on Monday, and the believing mirror is one way of looking at strengths. It's looking for people, friends, teachers, family, who believe in you. And they may believe in you for reasons that are different than you might think. The same thing with strengths. So I want to talk about how to make this list of 21 strengths. Because if we make a list of our strengths, and you can, like I said, I have a few, and I just kind of thought, I'll read what I wrote for myself. And this is me just off the top of my head. And your strengths can be big, they can be boring, they can be small, they can be in between. And my strengths so far are the ability to go places alone comfortably. So this morning when I was in the Coronation Cafe, I sat there having breakfast by myself completely comfortably. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily comfortable doing that. So, like the Meryl Streep quote, "What makes you different or weird, that's your strength." So I don't think it's weird that I can do anything by myself, but for a lot of people, that is weird. For me, it's a strength. It's something to cultivate. The second strength, I have a very strong intentional curiosity. So I can show up in a space and ask questions just like that at the drop of a hat. And I think that being able to ask questions, especially intentionally and with great care, and also with curation, I wrote, Oh, intentional curiosity. I thought that I wrote this down, but I didn't. Intentional curiosity also means that you do not just go be curious in a way that you're inflicting wrong boundary habits on other people, if that makes sense. So when I was a little girl, I used to love asking people how old they are. And a lot of people know that's seen as impolite to ask people's age, like asking their age, asking their weight. So sometimes when I talk to people and I'm curious, I feel like I'm interrogating them. And so being curious is an art form because you don't want to make people feel uncomfortable like you are interrogating them. By the way, if you're coming into the room and if you want to make a comment, you want to tell about a strength, please. Oh, there are comments going and I didn't even notice it. As I was saying, hello, Echo. Good to see you. Hi, Rhonda. So I'd love to hear about what your strengths are. That's the first thing. So I'm sharing about my strengths. And part of our assignment for today is to make a list of strengths. And I specifically have projects or have assignments that I give with my coaching clients to write. I call this 21 a day. And so if someone asks you to make a list of something, if you have a list of 21 things, it will stretch you because usually people can say, well, my strengths are, they might have even done a gifts inventory, gifts and talents inventory. And so they might have the basics, but when you have to make, or when you're charged to do 21 things, it means you'll stretch your list. It means you'll take it deeper. You'll take it wider. So I talked about intentional curiosity and the ability to go to places alone comfortably. I also wrote the ability to write poetry while sitting in a cafe I've never been to before. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. That's a fun strength. I can literally write poetry anywhere. I can write anywhere. Another strength I have, and oh, you're a good reader, Echo. That's good. You love books. You love learning new things. My kind of gal, Echo. I also love learning new things. That goes with being curious. And that's also something that will help you as you age. I'm open to sharing all emotions. Now, some people might wonder, what do you mean show all emotions? I can show emotions that are sometimes looked at as negative. I don't think any emotions are negative, as long as you're not being destructive to other people. I draw the line at being destructive to other people. And I did write curiosity. We need to get better at boundaries. So I would love to hear some more of your strengths if you want to put those in the comments. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. Glad to know you're here. And I look like a drowned rat. I would say I do not have a talent at getting tidied up in a short period of time because I was out for my walk and then I came home and then I sat down and I supported my friend Catherine and I look like a wreck. And I love how my hair is curling like that because it is so humid. It is so humid that when I got into my car, my glasses steamed up. You're good at setting boundaries. That's a good one. Okay. I'm going to put on my list boundary improvement because I have gotten really better with boundary improvement. And I would say also teaching other people about boundaries. Hey, how's it going, Kimberly? So what are your strengths? Yes, what a day I've had. What a day I've had. I also am really good at having conversations with strangers. That's total opposite of what we teach our children. But this morning when I was sitting at this cafe, I had a great conversation with a gentleman that I just met. He's married, and I'll get excited. Your strength is holding your tongue. That's a good one. That's a really good one, Kimberly. Speaking of boundaries. But it was so fun to have a really good, meaningful conversation with someone, a 5-minute friend. It was really awesome. And I think that my presence made his day better. His presence made my day better. And it's interesting because sometimes I call myself, I don't consider myself a back to extrovert and introvert. I'm not an extrovert, but I do make good conversation. I can make conversation with people at the drop of a hat. That should go on my list. Good conversation. I am a good conversationalist. And part of that goes back to curiosity. And you would like this, Kimberly. I wrote intentional curiosity, which means that I'm not shattering people's boundaries by saying inappropriate stuff. So like the trolls when they come in. Hi, Chris. Did I say hi, Chris, already? You like my top? Thank you. Yeah, I'm a drowned rat. This is my drowned rat impression with my hair all crazy. I also took a walk this morning after I had breakfast. After you eat, it's really good to walk. And so I took a walk around downtown Amherst, got some really fun video. I can't wait to share it with y'all, but that'll probably come out in a couple days. But here's what we talked about if you missed it: to make a 21 ideas list of your strengths. Okay, 21. Just let your pen flow across the page. Put anything. I wrote here big, small, boring, and in between. Because when you free flow write or journal, an easy way to journal is just to make lists. You don't have to journal in full sentences. It's best if you don't think, you just write. Like I wrote 2 things about curiosity here. Hey, Catherine, welcome. Oh my goodness, you didn't have to cut off your live to come, but I'm glad you did. And you got Kimberly liked your top too. So get a blank sheet of paper and write strengths. Mine says big, small, boring, and in between. They don't have to be, I can climb Mount Everest. Some people think our strengths have to be like huge. Like I can do 100 sit-ups on demand. Or I keep thinking of fitness stuff. I can hit the high C every day, a singing one. So it can be any size. But if you can begin to recognize your strengths, it will really help you when you're starting your next chapter, which is what the whole point of this journaling series is to be prepared for and have an empowered beginning to your next chapter, your next season, whether you are retiring or moving or starting your empty nesting, or even as we're going into the fall season or back to school. All of these things are happening. So I think pretty much all the time we're constantly going into a new season. So I have a homework assignment. I'm just going to speak it out now so you'll know. And that is homework. By homework, I mean just think about it and then journal about it on your own time. The homework is to write a brief story, which could be 3 sentences. Write a brief story of a time you were strong and what was the skill set that you used. The skill set will kind of illuminate your strengths. So, and you could also make a video of this. I talked last night about my dictation, my journaling by dictation. And I think a lot of times when we see people, especially on lives, free flow talking, it's very similar to journaling. And this morning when I was on my walk after my breakfast, I sat in a little park area and I just spoke. And I spoke 1,000 words in about 7 minutes. So if any of you feel any blocks about writing with a pencil and paper, I'm surprising myself by rediscovering dictation or speaking my journaling. I use speaking to help students write when I worked at the high school. And it's really rather amazing for people who don't think they are writers or who are uncomfortable with writing, especially paired with some minimal use of artificial intelligence, AI. I'm not a big proponent of using AI for many things, but in this case, I think it's may be really helpful. And I've used it because of my surgery. So that's another strength. Did anybody catch that strength? Flexibility in approaches. Flexibility in approaches. So right here, I could tell you a story of my strengths. I kind of just did. So an example for you would be, I had surgery on my hand. Y'all know this. And I was really worried about not being able to write with my right, because I'm right-handed. And then before my surgery, I was practicing writing with my left hand, and I started doing some basic dictation, and I started learning how to hold my pencils differently, and did all kinds of things so that I wouldn't be sad, depressed, or unable to write, because I kept writing. I just wrote in different ways. So before my surgery, I was really scared what would happen to me if I couldn't write for a long time. Hi, Vicki. Because after my near-death experience, I did not write for months. I did not write. I didn't take photos. I didn't make videos. And I was concerned that that might happen again. But in between that near-death experience in 2019 and now, I've gained flexibility in my thoughts and also resilience. That's a strength. Okay, so I'm writing that on my list. What I'm hopeful for is that as you hear me telling that story, that you might think of your own strengths. The other thing to think of with your strengths is, oh my goodness. The other thing to think of is what you get complimented for. Chances are that's a strength. So I'm going to ask you to put in the comments, if you will, what is something you got complimented for sometime in the last month? And I'm going to not talk until you put something in the comments. What is something that you got complimented for sometime in the last month? By the way, if you don't know this stuff, it's very good. Yeah, I'm not a fan of AI either, Kimberly. I know some people use it way too much, and we really need to use our brains and keep the human in the driver's seat. The one thing about using AI for my dictation is that I copy and paste my dictation into the AI, and I say, please just put this in a more readable format instead of just a big, huge chunk of words. And that's all it does for me. I've trained it. I don't see compliments. I want to see compliments in there. What have you been complimented for sometime in the last month? It's also interesting to ask your loved ones, if you think I haven't been complimented in the last month. Number one, you probably have been. And number two, your husband told you you're a good wife? That's amazing, Kimberly. Thank you. So your strength is you are a good wife. You are a good partner. Your husband told you how pretty you are. So your beauty is a strength, and beauty can be a strength. Beauty and charm, those can be strengths. Your clothes. People complimented your clothes. Okay, so here's one of my things. One of my things is that when you get dressed, that is a form of art. So whatever you put on your body, clothing-wise, is one way that you express yourself artfully. And if you don't take compliments well, neither do I. It is good to practice accepting compliments. That is a wonderful thing. Number one, to build your self-esteem, to feel good about yourself, and to get to know what your strengths are. Look at Pam. Pam's driving is a strength. I would say my driving is a strength too. And I would say I have improved at taking compliments. It's a practice. It's a practice. So for all of you, this is your assignment, and it is to make a list of 21 strengths. Big, small, boring, mundane. Oh, that's a good practice. Thank you. Catherine, you are really, let's see, I'm trying to make a compliment I can give you right now. Catherine, I'm really amazed at your tenacity, and I'm thrilled to see all of the things you're taking on between buying the property, moving your home there, getting your health in order. I'm amazed at your tenacity. So there you go. This is where you say thanks, Catherine. And clothing is an art expression. I used to teach writing to college students, and I would talk about what is art, what is creativity. Clothing is creativity. This wackadoodle hairstyle that I put together today, this is creativity. Earlier I had a ponytail, one side of ponytail. I wasn't quite as much of a drag rat. And I took a picture of myself by the same trail that we walked on earlier. And my friend, I texted it to my friend, Jennifer, and she texted back and she said, "You're so cute." And I'm like, what do you think I wanted to say? Are you kidding me? I didn't. I didn't say I look like a drowned rat. I didn't say this is ridiculous. I think that what she was seeing was my energy and my countenance was really cute because I was really excited pointing to the Robert Frost Trail sign, which is soon going to be the cover art for that live stream that I did earlier. So, Sally, we're talking about strengths. We're talking about strengths. So I'm asking everyone to make a list of 21 of your strengths: the good, the boring, the big, and the small. So some people in this room are I'm not going to write down because I'm not. Some of the people in this room are amazing personal stylists for themselves. They put together beautiful outfits. And when they go out in public, people say, "Wow, that outfit is so cute. You put that together so beautifully." Let's see. Catherine, do you ever compliment yourself? It has helped you. Echo is living my best life. His name is Echo. Echo, do you ever compliment yourself by looking in the mirror? I don't know if you were here when we talked about believing mirrors on Monday. But that's a great way to practice, is to look in the mirror and talk to yourself, like high-fiving yourself, like Mel does. High five in the mirror. Give yourself a high five. That's okay, Sally. You're amazing. So we started with this too. Some of you weren't here in the very beginning. The quote that I have, if you're making up your strength list, as I hope you're doing, is what makes you different or weird, that's your strength, says Meryl Streep. What makes you different or weird, that's your strength. Yes, Meryl Streep. So what's weird about you? What's unique about you? Okay, so I just thought of one for myself. Mel Robbins. Yes, I said Mel, like I hang out with Mel all the time. But the high five habit, you high five yourself in the mirror, which I really like. I love to high five people. And I often say happy high fives. You can high five yourself. So here's something that so one of my strengths is I'm not afraid to do embarrassing things in public. That's a strength. I'm not afraid to do embarrassing things in public. That's because I'm a tree hugger. And so that's something that I can say about myself. Oh, you did your Grace, Grit, and Grow homework. That's so good. I'm so glad. That's what Sally's talking about is I have a journal that you can download. And I believe I put it in my description on Monday. I'll put it in these descriptions too. I have in several places, but you can download that and use that as a journaling exercise, because some people, like I can just write, because I've been writing for so long, I can just write on any topic, anytime, anywhere. Give me a topic and I'll write on it. But the Grace, Grit, and Grow exercise will help you to journal. You won't be just looking at a blank page. So if you've wondered, well, how can I journal? I don't know where to start. That's one way that you can start. Okay. So you're going to make a list of your strengths. You are going to learn how to love compliments and accept them and even ask people for them. And also think about what is really easy for you that other people find difficult. Sally says, I'm not afraid to do embarrassing things in public. That's why we're so in tune, Sally. It could be. I was thinking about archery hugging. And you're deeply curious, Vicki. Yes, I love that about you. I mentioned that when I was talking, when we were walking today. And I said, I don't know if Vicki's here yet, but I mentioned the name of the trail. I mentioned where I was in case you wanted to research it. And I think that Kevin was actually researching the area because there's something about people that are curious and are on YouTube at our age. Oh, you're so sweet, Sally. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting people know about the journal. You don't have to give me an email or anything. You can just download it. So I appreciate that. Hey, Aunt Beck is here. So good to see you. I'm glad that you were on the video earlier with our walk. So I'm going to recap again. I'd like to get, if you're still here, if you could like the video, that'd be great. If you don't want to like it, that's fine. But I really want one thing from you before you go. And we're going to be wrapping it up in the next 5 minutes. I would love for you to put in a strength in the comments. What is one of your strengths? And we're going to be gone until Monday because Julie triple booked herself tomorrow. And on Friday, I'm going to a concert at Emily Dickinson's house. Yes, that Emily Dickinson. So we'll come back on Monday and then we'll be back on Tuesday. You are creative. That's great. What kind of creativity? I know it's right there in your name. I'm the Creative Life Midwife. So yes. Creativity is definitely a strength. Do you specialize in any kind of creativity? We have good drivers. We have people who wear pretty clothes in here, but we have at least one really good wife. I know there's more good wives in here, excellent wives. We have people who are willing to do embarrassing things in public. We have people who go on live streams looking like drowned rats. And if you need some more tips on how to find a strength, remember, your mommy told you you're pretty. I like that. That's great. Oh, Catherine. Catherine, I just gave you a whole bunch of strengths. Echo can talk about anything. So, Catherine, you do things that are scary. You're tenacious. You really wanted to move, so you bought property so that you could move. That's amazing. Your wife is amazing, gentle, and strong. Look, thank you, Roger. Thank you. And sometimes that's the best thing you can do is ask your loved ones, what are my strengths? Because sometimes we can't see them. I would say you also put together a really nice outfit. That is a strength. That is also creative. So, oh my goodness. I'm really looking forward to some calmer days. Okay, so Catherine, I hope that you love you too. And recognizing your strengths will help you to love yourself more. And Beck says, I'm eclectic and do nearly all handwork, or at least have a try at, yeah, you tried and done a lot of handiwork. That's great. Handwork. So like crochet, knitting, needlepoint, needlework, all that great stuff that I'm not very good at. Kimberly went on YouTube in a bikini. That's amazing. Vicky's an artist also. Vicky, I know Vicky for her art journaling. You know, art journaling about your strengths would be a really good one too. I'm thinking maybe soul collage. If any of you know what soul collage is, it would be a good one to look at with your strengths. And Roger, that's funny. You're a loyal friend. This is Shower Catherine with love. Great. I believe I'm following you. When we get off, I'll have to double check. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of you for being here. It has been a pleasure and a joy. Next time you see me, I don't think I'll be as sweaty as I am today. You love to encourage others. Yes, that's wonderful. You are very encouraging, Vicki. You're doing Feral Summer 2020. I don't know what Feral Summer 2026 is. Do you want to describe it a little bit, Kimberly? Must be some kind of a challenge that I haven't leaned into yet. Catherine with beautiful hair, very warm heart, smile, and compassionate. Look at all these talents and strengths you have, Catherine. And this is why it's important to have this conversation in a group. Oh, Catherine, I'm sorry you cut your life short. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that. I would say for myself, what I often tell people is I appreciate when people come on my lives. I never expect people to come on my lives. I'm just happy when y'all show up. All right. So, Catherine, we talked about believing mirrors on Monday. So believing mirrors, those are to have those people who can be in your corner with you and see you as you truly are. And that's what we're all doing. You have a head of wisdom, snow white hair. If my hair was natural, it would be snow white also. You can see my roots. Okay. You still, well, that's okay. You're going to have a few days off. So the homework is to make your list of strengths. Here we go. Here's my list. And I'm not done yet either. Because when you need to make a list that's 21 items long, you can set it down and come back. And the whole deal is you've made the intention. You've made the intention to create the list, and that will help to propel it. And the interesting thing is the best juice usually comes out after you've done the obvious things. So I should call it field work because it's work in the field away from the sessions. Okay. Thank you so much, Sally. Thank you all for hanging out. I really appreciate you being here, and we'll be back journaling again on Monday and Tuesday of this week. I will not be live anywhere tomorrow because, again, I triple booked myself. On Friday, I'll go live walking at around 7:30, and I will be walking around Emily Dickinson's neighborhood, which is really exciting to me. I don't know. Wow, 5,500 views. That's amazing. I would like getting some views. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Kimberly, for sharing that. I look forward to seeing y'all next time. Have a great weekend. Take good care.